Welcome. I want to talk to you guys specifically about the onion skin, right? The onion skin is something probably every animator has encountered before. I find a lot of the times in animation, I see a lot of common mistakes, and I like to think that it could all really be fixed in the onion skin, right? The onion skin is a really powerful tool. Now, the onion skin isn't the only way to check your animation. Other animators also use flipping, and it's something I've learned recently that pretty much most professional animators end up using flipping, and it's something that I didn't know until until very recently. But pretty much most of my animations, if not all of my animations, were done with the onion skin. And so I want to talk about how I use the onion skin, how you can kind of see the power of the onion skin, right? I want to go through a little exercise, a little fun exercise on the onion skin. Really basic, but hopefully it'll help a little bit. So I have here three balls. And it goes like this. I want to ask whether you think it's easing in, easing out, or moving in an arc, right? Easing in as in speeding up, or easing out as in slowing down. You could also just say speeding up or slowing down, right? Is this easing in or easing out? It's moving pretty evenly, right? It's neither easing in or easing out. And we can tell already just by looking at the onion skin, the frame before, the frame after. 3 frames. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Is it easing in or easing out? Speeding up, slowing down. We can see it's speeding up here and then slowly moves here and then moves a lot. Right? We can already see that it's speeding up. Next one, right? Very simple. Here it's easing out a little bit, right? Sorry, easing in, speeding up. But also moving in an arc. So again, already we can see that a lot of information just from 3 frames. If you're still having trouble, something I like to do is pretty much just check this side, right? Pick a point on the circle and then see how far it moves. And you can see here it's small and then big. All right, this one. It's easing in, easing out. You can see this one is speeding up, right? I'm sure you get most of those, right? But you can see how powerful the onion skin is. You can already tell a lot of information that the rest of the animation will move just from seeing these 3 frames. I don't remember what I wrote on these ones. I apparently have more of these, even though I said final. But look at these. This easing in or easing out. And here you can see that this here eases out. It goes zoom, boom, boom, and slows down. But if we picked on this, look on this side here, right? This side actually speeds up. It doesn't follow the same rules as this side. Why is that? Well, I did deliberately mess up the circle. That's why it's kind of scratchy. But you can see, if I went like this, well, this side of the ball doesn't move the same distance as this side of the ball, right? So that's one way we can really use onion skin, by checking whether things are resizing and whether things are moving at the same rate. Now, of course, not everything needs to move at the same rate. For example, maybe something needs to drag behind, or there's follow through, or squash and stretch, smears, and so on. Or maybe something is rotating. But say, for this example, it's a solid object, then we'd have to go in and we'd have to fix it up. Make sure that this is moving the exact same amount. It's moving the same amount as this. Right, this is 4 frames. If I asked you this, right, is this easing in or easing out? Over here, you might say, well, it's easing in, it's speeding up, right? You can see that this part is smaller and this part is bigger. That's good, that's great. You already have some easing out in here, right? But then when we go back, we can see overall that, well, it does start slow, then it goes big. But if we look at these frames here specifically, we can see here it doesn't actually ease in or ease out. It's actually very even. And so this is something a lot of people miss. Overall, the animation might be easing out, which is good. But when you look at the small things, right? Maybe the star of the motion, or the real small things, we'll see that this is moving really evenly. And if this was a ball and I was dropping it, right? You know, gravity doesn't affect it after 3 frames. It affects it as soon as it starts, as someone lets go. So already from this first frame, it needs to slowly increase it's speed, right? Same with here. I don't know what this is, but if it was a wheel and goes zoom, 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 right? It'll already start accelerating. It won't go, all right, the first 3 frames I'm gonna go steady rate, then I'm gonna speed up. If you want to be really precise with your drawings, with your animation, you have to keep in mind even these really tiny frames, right? Really tiny discrepancies. So let's fix this. And I'm going to fix it real quickly. I'm just going to do this, right? Right. Now we check. Here, we just make sure, very easy. This is smaller than that, right? Now, if we look at this, we can see that it's speeding up. Already with this frame is speeding up. Then the next frame, we can see, well, it is speeding up again. Maybe we could even exaggerate a little bit. We'll bring it back. Now we watch it. Right here. It feels like it's maybe already started moving and we just saw it as a snapshot. Whilst here, it feels like it has much more weight. It's very hard to see in Clip Studio playback, but it comes out in your animations. Trust me. Just make sure. So there's another example. We can see here this is an arc, right? If I have it like this, maybe even has an ease out, right? But if I go here, well, it is now moving in an arc. Well, actually, we can see here it's moving in a straight line all of a sudden, right? So it's the same principles again as the easing in, where even overall we might see an arc, and that's great. But we have to go in and look through each frame, look at the onion skin, and see whether this is moving in an arc or if it suddenly takes a straight line, right? And if I play this and it looks, it seems totally fine. Let's say it's a bouncing ball. Actually, we want to keep it going down in an arc, right? So here, it goes like that, right? You can see that it'll probably go down like this, right? This. Whereas before, it might have just gone out like that. Like that. But let's play this. And now it feels like there's more gravity being pulled on it. Hopefully you can keep these ideas in mind, because I certainly do. Now I don't, again, remember what I did here, so we're just gonna watch it. Okay, cool. 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 I think I did a demonstration of animating, right? But let's point out exactly how I did this, right? One great way to check whether your animation has easing, has arcs, is again, look at the spacing here. So blue is the previous frame, green is the next frame. So here we can already tell, boom, it's speeding up, right? Here it's coming down and around, right? Coming down in an arc, around. This hand here, we can see here, it starts here, and then jumps across here, right? So every single part of the body is moving in an arc and easing out. Let's go to the next frame. Boom. You can see here, right? Again, same principles apply. I have this here, easing in and then easing out. Sorry, easing in. And here again, it's moving in an arc. And here as well, mark the side of the heads here, it's speeding up again. Now here we can see slowing down, right? Always picking, right? With any animation, I always like to fix it up at the end. And the onion skin is a great tool for that. I don't think I have anything else. I could probably go through a specific animation that I've done before. And hopefully in that one, it'll be a little bit easier to see. What I hope for you guys to do is to go through an animation that you've already made, right? And pick a point. Pick a point like the hand or the head or the ear or the nose or an easily trackable point, right? So you don't want to pick like the middle of the chest, because it's really hard to figure out, pinpoint where the middle of the chest is, the middle of the head. A line like the wrist is a really great place to see these. And then just look at your onion skins. Look at your onion skins, whether it's easing in or easing out, or if it's moving in an arc. And to also, same with this, right? Make sure it checks. You check through several frames. Because what can happen, again, is that you might have good easing here, but then you realize, oh, it doesn't actually fit with this. You might have good arcs here, but then actually it juts out to the other way, right? I don't really have any bad examples with me right now, but I can always do a little critique session in the future, and hopefully that helps in a little bit. Okay, that's pretty much it. I just want to talk about some random nonsense. So hopefully that helped and didn't bore you guys too much. All right, see you.